Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Convo Corner, where the people are given a platform to speak their mind, what troubles them, and to seek solutions to their questions. I am Miraba Lydia. Do you think you know everything about betting? I guess you don't. Make sure you watch this video to the end so that you may know all about betting. Whether it's your first time you want to venture into betting, whether you've been there before, or whether you know somebody who is into betting, this video is to you. Make sure you watch this video till the end. And to help me delve into this topic is my guest. And without further ado, I'll let her introduce herself.
Hello people, what's up? It's me, the one and only guest, Victorious.
Yeah, karibu Victorious.
Asante sana.
Now, today we are going to talk about betting.
Wow.
So, betting has been there for a while now. Starting with casinos. Casinos, they're betting, the ones that you bet, maybe like a certain team wins, and then you want to put a bet for it, that is still betting. Betting has a wide range. There's also like games. You can maybe play the game, when you get the money, then there's reward for money. That is also betting. So betting has advantages and also has disadvantages. But now in this video, we are going to see whether the advantages outweigh the disadvantages or vice versa. Yeah? So today we are going to start with the advantages. So for everything that has a bad side of it has a good one. So let's start with the good side of betting. So what do you think are some of the advantages?
Entertainment.
Oh, okay.
You can use it for entertainment, for entertainment purposes. I personally, when there's a game and I cannot access a radio or a TV, I use the betting platforms to know how the games are going on, which team has scored so far, tuko na minutes ngapi ndani, how many minutes are we remaining with. So yeah, for entertainment purposes.
Okay.
You can use it for entertainment purposes. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. So also betting has that thrill. The thrill that you see, like everybody who goes into betting, they are after the money.
True.
Definitely. So they are after winning. So there's that thrill that, I can be the winner of the jackpot. Yeah. So you just keep on betting, because there's that thrill. And there's also like telling yourself that even if I lose this one, then the next time I can win. Then I can win a jackpot. I'll be a millionaire. So it will keep you
With the thrill.
With the thrill of betting and betting over and over again. Yeah.
Another thing is, betting is accessible.
Yeah.
With the technology, you can get it on your phone.
Many platforms. Yeah.
Many platforms.
It's true.
So it's easily accessible. Sometimes, as I've said, sometimes when I'm not near a radio or a TV, then I use it to know how the games are faring on. So it's easily accessible compared to other gadgets.
Yeah.
Other platforms that are available for the for the games and everything. Yeah.
Okay. It's fairly accessible because even if you just walk in town, the billboards, when you move from one place to another, the first billboard, second, the third is for betting.
True.
Yeah,
even on your phone.
On your phone, when one advertisement comes, the next one, the other one, betting.
Yeah.
The betting companies are so, they're just everywhere. They're just everywhere. And then also, I guess they just take advantage of this generation because they like quick money.
True. We like quick money.
They don't
in your bed.
They don't work for it.
True.
So they just with their phone and they're like they want to win, So like betting has become so much into this young generation, such that even the betting companies, as if they just took that advantage of that those it's like betting is like is it a get quick money scheme or something of the sort? Yeah, that one that you think like, hey, when I go to betting, I'll just become a millionaire. Da, 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 yeah, like that. So like many people are so much into
because even when you
the
log
betting.
in, even when you're logging in, you know, your mind shows you of how you're going to get money. Quick money.
Yeah.
Because you always know that even if I will not if I will not bet the games, the real games, I will play games. I will play the casino, which is virtual. I will play games which are virtual. There are virtual games which are won after 4 minutes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
And the chances of losing there is, you know, a 50-50 thing. So when I imagine within 4 minutes utakuwa umemake dough, unaona bus.
Okay.
Bus.
Now let's go to the next advantages. Like people use it for social purposes because betting, you can always place a bet with your friends.
True.
You know, you can always do that. So when somebody wins and then there's that, oh, you have won, at least I've won, you know, so you can do it as a social thing. When you come together as your friends, then you can do it as a social thing and, okay, kind of help you bond at some point, somehow. I'm not so sure. Yeah.
Another advantage is this advantage of making profit. So sometimes it can be profitable if you are well skilled and you know, if you have the skills and you know how to predict, then it can make
Give
you money,
good money, yeah.
Unajua ukiekelea pale pesa yako ina
We've seen those people who won, they've said they won jackpots of millions of shillings. And in real sense, yeah, we can say like, oh, that's good, and I can venture into the betting thing because I can get millions, but I'm sure it's never easy.
It's not an easy task. Yeah, true. So you can make money out of it. Yeah, that's an advantage.
Now, yes, now that we've seen, we've looked at the advantages. Now I want us to look at the advantages, and our audience, I want you to be the judge. So let us see between the advantages and disadvantages, which one outweighs the other one. So you be the judge and let us know at the comment section. Is betting good or is it a bad decision to make?
Sure.
Yes. Now we've looked at the advantages. Now I want us to look at the disadvantages of betting. So kindly give us a disadvantage of betting.
The first disadvantage is addiction risk.
Yeah.
The first thing is when you start betting and when you start, you know, involving yourself in betting activities, you are at a risk of, you know, indulging yourself in betting, wanting to do it more. So utapata umeanza kuwa addicted.
Yeah.
Because betting, I've tried betting before, and it's very addictive because the moment you know you have a certain amount in your M-Pesa,
it will just click. You're going to bet. You're
hata nikwambie hata kama una 542
wow,
unataka kutoa 30 bob, kichwa inafanya tu hesabu ndabaki na 470 something.
Yes.
Bas.
And also,
so unaona if I place this amount of money, then I will remain with this one, so no problem. So let me continue betting. So you continue until you fall into addiction.
And this addiction thing is very bad because you know, once you use like maybe 1,000 shillings, you'll be like, let me use another 1,000 shillings, maybe I'll win that bet. You know, then you've lost 2,000. Then you go to another 1,000 shillings, you're like, hey, maybe I'll win this bet. So slowly, gradually you just become an addict. And I'm telling you, I know it's not easy coming out of any sort of addiction. It's not an easy thing. You have just to be dedicated, like, yeah, this thing is messing up my life, so I want to come out of it. Otherwise, it will disturb you a good one. Yes. So another disadvantage is, you know, when you bet, there are high chances of you having conflict with your family. You know, for example, you are married. Just giving an example.
Sure.
Then you are so addicted into betting. Then one, it's most of the time you spend your time on like your phone. You know, you don't have time for your kids. You don't have time for your wife. You know, you don't have time. The only time that when you sit on that couch, the only thing you see is your phone and how you want to do the betting thing. You see? So in the long run, you find that relationships have a strain. Yeah? Also, when it comes maybe in matters finances, you will find somebody uses the family money to do betting other than doing constructive things. Maybe like paying rent, or maybe buying food, or even like buying books for the kids. Definitely the relationship in the house, it will be strained. It will be strained a good one. Yeah.
Another thing is financial risk. You know, you're using your money.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, betting when they're advertising, they will even tell you use the remaining ile pesa
Yeah, not that.
But I don't know if people, they always ignore
definitely
that.
that is not what people do.
Because they tell you don't use the money that you are umekelea school fees ya mtu, umekelea rent yako ya end month. You know, it does not, it saa zingine most of the time aingia nani. So inakuputata financial risk, because sometimes you will even go to borrow money and tell them ndakulipa juu unajua hapa hii deal itaivana.
Yes.
So and ikifika hapo kwanza kujidanganya ati deal itaivana ivanangi beta ivanangi. So inakuputata financial risk. Just imagine you had, you know, someone had lend you money so that you can go and bet, and now bet imechomeka.
Yeah.
So inakuputata very high financial risk. You can even overspend the money that you had, you know, for other resources on betting. So
have you ever heard of college students betting the whole of their school fees?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of that? Have you ever heard? Personally, I have. You know, somebody goes, maybe you're given 30,000 or 50,000 with your parent or your guardian. Then you go put that money on a bet. Okay, it might not be like maybe at once, but maybe you bet 5,000. You're like, oh, the next bet I'll win. You put 10,000, and the funniest thing with betting is, utaekelea bet ya 5,000, you don't win. The next time you wekelea a bet for 2,000, then you win 1,000 more. Then you're like, oh, if I press on, I will win this money back. So in the long run, you find yourself like you've used a lot of money, and definitely, if it was school fees, conflict in a set in. You know, if it was money for rent, conflict has set in. If it was money for maybe paying your children's school fees, definitely conflict has set in. So betting inaleta a lot of conflict.
You know, I know of a guy, he was speaking out that alikeleanga do ya school fees, and he was in 4th year. So amekelea school fees and he was almost done, and I think so alikuwa amongst semesters za mwisho. So amekelea school fees na babake ndiye alikuwa amempea school fees. Kama kawaida Kenya alikuwa amekelea kuingia, you know, gambling is a dirty game.
It is.
So haikuingiana. So he now akasoma tu, akajipatia nguvu, akasoma, na unajua saa exam huwezi fanya kwa
huwezi. Yes, you can kama hujakilia.
So akasema I'll try to figure it out. And the guy ended up not doing the exam. Talking to the father told him, I played my part, young man. The guy was now saying that he needs money to go and pay afanye fee, afanye exam, then adisaidie kimaisha, because the father has washed his hands. And I can also feel the pain of the father, because he had toiled kusomesha mtu hivi, na anakuja na kulet down dakika ya mwisho. Heri hata angekulet down akiwa first year.
This is where now addiction disorders set in, like stress, anxiety, you know, such like things. Because now you've lost the bet. It was your school fees. But tell me, you have to sit down and strategize and think about, like, where am I going to get this money to recover? And most of the time it is painful. Because let me ask you, Vicky, if you lost 50,000 shillings right now, where will you get the 50,000 shillings from?
Surely. I actually
So there unakuwa stressed, you know. So some diseases come in, so your health will deteriorate because you'll be thinking of where to get this money, and everything is not adding up. You see? So there's a lot of, like, I don't know. Also, you are in school, for example, you have used your parents' money. Definitely, when betting, you lose a lot of time because you will be there watching the game so that you can analyze these games so that you can bet. So in the long run, even your academics will suffer because you'll be using a lot of time doing what? Watching the games. Also, if you're a family person, your family will suffer because you will not have time for them. You see, your kids will suffer because instead of you maybe trying to show your kids maybe the assignments or homework, then you are very busy doing what? Betting. You see, even you can't even learn your own kids because wewe ukiingia tu hivi kwa nyumba, couch, simu, I want to bet, game leo ni gani? So you see, so such like things. So it also consumes a lot of time.
You know, betting gives you also a roller coaster of emotions.
That's true.
Because let me tell you, ukiume bet, when I used to bet, I knew the importance of a minute in a game.
Oh, okay.
A minute can mean a lot. It means a lot in a game. Kama mko 2-1 na wewe ndio timu ya 2 na kumebaki dakika moja, usijaribu hata usijaribu kushangilia. Juu acha nikuambie, Mungu mwenye ameketi huko juu, anaweza kukuaibisha
anytime.
So it gives you a roller coaster of emotions because uko tu hapa, uko tu, yani Mungu tusaidia. You know, uko na 1 minute you're up, the other minute you're down, the other minute you know, there's a lot of anticipation. So first of all, you cannot even reflect what you're feeling. So you have lost even emotions. You cannot even explain what you're feeling. Because with these games, it's really very funny. Even with the games that you play, I was giving, like the example I was giving you, you are maybe aiming at 200 bob. Then a 0 bob, a 0 thing comes towards you, or you are spinning a wheel. You know, there's the spinning wheel. You know,
the game.
Unaona 0 ndio umepita. And now unaona 10,000 ndio hii hapa kando ya 0. So uko like, Jesus fight this battle for me. Wapi? So kuna hiyo a roller coaster of emotions. So sometimes you even fail to know what you feel. So I feel like your roller coaster of emotions is a very big disadvantage to people who bet.
And also it gives you a false, like what? It gives you like a false, is it information or something that you have control of the bet. But in real sense, you don't. Many at times, it's only by chance that you win and luck. So, ukishakelea bet, imagine you don't have like control over that money. Hatutasema naona hii bet inaenda kuchoma, so ni within.
Okay, siku hizi kuna cash out. Kuna cash out, but kwa apps sio zote, sio kwa platforms, sio kwa websites zote za bet. But pia si ati hiyo ndio yenye uliekelea inarudi yote.
Kuna mchakato.
Mimi ndio hizi toka hivyo. Pana if ulikuwa umeplace 1000 bob unaweza tumia 900 or 800 and something. So haiwezi toka hivyo. Yes, you will cash out, and there are also games that you can cash out. Yes. So kuna game yenye unaweza cash out na kuna game huwezi cash out. So hata ukiona tu timu yako imeanza tu kufungwa, kama huwezi cash out, that's it. But kama unaweza cash out, not the full amount.
Okay. But anyway, Vicky, do you know me? I've never tried betting.
I tried betting, and I was influenced by a relative of mine who was doing betting and was doing very well. So alikuwa nafaa kunipea odds. Na nilikulwa my friend before nipate do, because nilikuwa naekeleanga chwani. So this one time nikekeleanga 1 chwani, and that is when I got 550 something. And I remember I never
But ulikuwa kuliwa how much?
Nilikuwa nishakuliwa more than
that
500.
definitely. Yeah.
So when I got to the 550, I think so I was hurt enough not to go back. Yeah. But every time I'm broke narudingi tu kwa bet. Juu nakuanga tu na pesa za kuanzisha hiyo ndo business na kuanga na capital yake. 50 bob.
So actually, like betting, as you said, like it can, when you were if you have money, just think about betting. Do you know it can make you like divert the money you had for another project to betting? Either knowingly or unknowingly. Unknowingly in this sense, like you want to bet and get some more money so that you accomplish your project. Willingly, in this sense, like you just want to bet. Maybe from one bet you're like, hey, maybe the next one I'll get, then you don't get. The next one I'll get, then you do. And in the long run, you divert money that was supposed to be for another project to betting.
Yes. And it's very risky.
It's
very risky.
Wow. Wow. I can imagine what can happen if maybe you had something like a construction, or maybe it was something like you're going to plow, maybe you have a farm, maybe you're going to plow. So what happens? You don't have money to buy the seedlings, you don't have money to plow, you know, or if it is maybe you are doing construction, maybe you don't have money to pay the workers, you don't have money for cement, you know, it can really mess your life, you know, it can really mess your life a good one.
Another thing is legal issues. You know, there are different states that we have, or different countries that we have in the world where you're not allowed to bet when you're in that state, or when you're in that country, or when you're in that town or area. So sometimes ukipatikana ukibet, then it becomes a problem to you, between you and the authorities. Another thing is also age.
Restrictions.
There's an age restriction of 18 and above. But I think so here in our country, as long as you have a registered liner, that's it.
They don't even check the
they don't even follow up on the age or anything. So because me, I personally started betting when I was in Form 1.
Wow.
So, and I did not even know how to place a bet kai.
Yeah.
So they don't really follow up, which is sometimes also tricky, because umtoi itafika age you will entrust them with them going and depositing money in the bank. Wacha siku hizi kuna M-Pesa. You will kuna time ungewa entrust umwambie ukienda shule unaweza enda ukijidepositia do kwa nini shule nikupeleka. So maybe even people did not speak up, but maybe people gambled. You know, because a gambler is a gambler.
Yeah, it's true.
So maybe people gambled is just that they didn't speak up. So it put people at a risk of also financial risk.
It's true.
Because you will also risk this money for a project, which is your school fees, to gamble.
It is very true.
Yeah.
So up to this point, I want to thank you, each and everyone, for being with us at this point. And though we haven't finished, but we are almost there. I want to take this opportunity to thank you all, and also for those new subscribers, kindly put on that notification bell so that you are amongst the first people to be notified when we upload a video. And if you're if you have not subscribed, kindly do, and also share this video so that it can reach many people, because addiction is a problem that we have not only here in our country but also around the world. Yes.
The disadvantage, I think, is exploitation risk. And I think so exploitation risk comes this way. I don't know if you've ever seen people who are selling odds, which is scary.
Me, I've never had, but I don't know.
So when I remember when I was really into betting, I wanted someone who can send me odds. So but now I wanted, wanasemanga tulipe half, alafu the other half we pay them after the bet has after the bet gone through. So after you've received the money. So sometimes you find the odds are very expensive. Like I found someone was selling the odds cheapest to 2,500. So he wanted me to.
For how many games?
See, I don't remember, but I remember it was 25. So he wanted me to send him 1250, and then the other 1250.
Money that you don't know if you
Yes, yes. And I was like, kwa nini, why don't you give me the odds? And then I give you the password, and then replace here we will know. And he was like, no.
But they're in business, you know, they're in business definitely. They will not make a loss. If you want to make a loss, it is you, but not them. And definitely most other times, it's you who is making a loss, not the people who are selling the odds actually.
So I was like, no, let me just so yeah, and somebody warned me. So I stopped. So there's a lot of, you know, odds being sold, even on, you know, on
and
other
even
platforms.
And the funniest thing, you can't tell if the odds will work out or
not. Because yes, he will give you the odds for the game.
Yes. But it doesn't mean,
but it doesn't mean that
you be like that.
Analyze. Hakuna kitu analyze. No, he's conning you.
Oh my goodness.
He's scam. Yeah.
Okay.
Anakuscam. So yes, yes, ni hizo games zinachezwa leo.
But ameweka tu vile
amechukuanisha tu.
Yeah. So we would have figured like they are an expert of maybe analyzing games, and then they have put these odds together, but most of the times it's not. Yeah, maybe there are those people who are selling genuine odds and know how to analyze games, but maybe in the midst of that you get those people who just
yeah. And I think so the people who just scam are the most. Because personally I've met people who are legit, but I've never tried them. But kuna watu legit, but you know, I grew up in the ocean. Yeah. Because it's someone I know, mse anatumia nanga odds, but me akwa nataka kunipea free. So yeah.
Uko na pesa?
Anipea free, I'm your friend. Yeah.
There are no free things in this world anyway. So another thing, this it can bring a conflict of interest. You know, if we imagine you're placing a bet. Yes, maybe it's Man U versus Chelsea or versus Arsenal. Yeah, and for sure you want to bet, and you think that maybe your team, even if it's Man U, it cannot beat Arsenal, or vice versa. So what do? You place the bet where you think. So yes, you play for Arsenal, but you place the bet against Arsenal because you think that Man U watawatandika vibaya sana. So you know that's conflict of interest, because why in the first place you're playing for that game and then you cannot support them. But because it is betting, you have to, like, you know, this game I have to bet against my team so that I win this money. So there's always like it brings about conflict of interest too.
What about, I was also thinking about a conflict of interest. The same way you've explained it, Man U and Arsenal. What if I'm a player in Man U? And so what do I decide to do? I place a bet on my team. So I have to ensure that I score a goal. Liwe liwalo. Because there are different types of bets. Kuna bet ya game side yoyote ikifunga bao moja, that's it. Ushashinda, ushakafunga. So you make sure that I will score a goal. Then money is on my side. That's a positive interest.
It's a positive one, but okay, conflict of interest in a positive way or something.
No, like bado inaingia tu hapo ndani.
Yeah, conflict of interest.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I don't think so they are allowed to bet. I don't think so.
But now, will you go on monitoring people's phones to see if they did bet or not? But I don't think so
they even want to bet because they're also already making money.
Okay, maybe. Let's say that.
I don't think so.
But let me ask you something. If you find people here, down here in this league, maybe like the National League of ours here, and I think people bet. They do bet because then you will not go on like checking people's phones and you know blah blah blah. So they have the liberty with what they want to do with their phone. So when if you restrict them, then you will not be there with them all the time. True. It's very true. Yeah. So We've come to the end of this topic of the day, and I hope you enjoyed it. At the same time, it has informed you something. I told you in the beginning you're supposed to be the judge. So, like between the advantages and disadvantages, which one outweighed the other? If you wanted to venture into betting, do you think you still want to? If you are an addict, kindly look for professional help, because it's never easy to come out of any addiction, be it alcohol, be it betting, any type of addiction. It takes time, and you have to realize first it is a problem, that you have a problem of addiction. Then you seek help from a professional so they can take you through counseling and help you out of this addiction. So hope it has helped you, and if you think there's anyone else who is supposed to be helped with this video, kindly do share to them, and it will help us a great deal in reaching more people. So that's it. Until next time, bye.